Thank you, Guruji. That personally really helped me. I hope this was relevant for some of you.
There are not many musicians out here, it's okay.
So, given there's this elephant in the room, and maybe…
Who is that guy? You talking to me?
Given all the biking and everything, I think you're a huge inspiration for all our fitness levels. Given the corporate conditions, many people are being asked to leave their workplace. And this is, as a young business person…
Leave means fired.
Yes, laid off, yes. Due to, not due to incompetence, but due to the fact that costs need to be cut to meet the needs of the company's…
Changing situations.
Absolutely. Now in a situation like this, of course, as a young business person, it really hurts to see that, you're affecting the livelihoods of…
Please fire some more people, I'm looking for attrition. I can give a lot of work, no payment, but a lot of work. We are a volunteer organization, we are always looking for people who are willing to work for nothing.
I think everyone seems very happy and that's the end goal, so that's lovely. But how do we… it's a battle between the heart and the mind. And it's a moral… for me personally, it's a moral issue. So how do we reduce this conflict which is good for all versus good for majority?
See, there are many changing situations, always there are. You said, we got into a different tangent on that. You said, right now this generation is facing so many things. I'm telling you, you are facing the least number of challenges if you ask me. Because never before humanity had this level of comfort, convenience, technological empowerment. Never before in the history of humanity were human beings ever this comfortable and this much convenience. So you should never complain, this generation, what shall I call you? S? That means if you use that, only 26 alphabets are there. Let's call you whatever, 100x, all right? Because numbers are limitless. If you go by alphabet, somewhere it has to end. So, never before these kind of comforts and conveniences ever been there for human beings. Never before food and survival has been this well organized. Unfortunately, still there are many people in the world, there are famines in the world, there are droughts in the world, unfortunately it's there. That is not because of lack of resource, not because of lack of food. In 2012, I think, in 2012, the study shows that in that year, we were producing food, enough food for 18 billion people on the planet. But we were only 7-something at that time. But we had food for 18 billion people, still 30% of the population is hungry, they have not eaten properly. So, this is not because of resource, this is because there is no care and concern in our hearts. We have not felt for other human beings. Now I'm glad at least you're feeling something, I'm glad about that it hurts you to know that somebody is going to be troubled in their life. It's very good. Your humanity is alive, please keep it that way. If you just think, there is somebody who wrote a book, you're fired.
Jananam sukadham maranam karunam milanam maduram कालवशादिहा sakalam karunam samayadipate akilam karunam.
Every day, the period from 6:20 to 6:30 p.m. is an opportunity to experience Sadhguru's presence and establish a special contact with him. You can experience Sadhguru's presence during this period at your local time, irrespective of your physical location. The presence time also involves the Brahmananda Swarupa chant, a consecrated sound.
Here, the Yoga Center, we invested a certain amount of energy, a phenomenal amount of energy, that even if you're like a stone, we can shake your spine a little bit. We can have you reverberating, no matter who you are. If with little willingness if you come. If you come with unwillingness, we are willing to work with you. So we invested energies, and particularly for those of you who are little resembling rocks, I'm not saying rocks in a negative way, you know you're rock. That's not negative. You rock is just grammatically wrong, so I'm saying you are like a rock. Even if you are like a rock, well, we set up times of the day. Morning, evening, we set up times because many of you don't see a morning in your life. I'm not talking to those people who live here, we make sure they see the morning. Those of you who come from other places and those of you who are on the live stream, if you've not seen a sunrise, I don't want to disturb your lifestyle. So evening, 6:20, we have set a time. At that particular time, there is a certain concentration of energy. Particularly if you've been initiated, it'll be very strong. Even otherwise, if you use some kind of thought, emotion, image to get connected to this space, we can see that that particular time works for you as a strong presence. So, between 6:20 and 6:40, these 20 minutes, all this costs life. We've invested a certain amount of, certain dimension of energy. Whatever time zones you are, your local time, 6:20, morning or evening, you couldn't become available to this. We will spend a few minutes in this presence, keep your hands open, eyes closed, slightly upturned face. கண்ணு மூடி உட்காந்து கொஞ்சம் முகம் மேல் முகமா வச்சு கண்ணு மூடி உட்காந்துக்கலாம். மனிதனா இருந்தாலும் கொஞ்சம், அதுக்கு கம்மியா இருந்தாலும் பண்ணிக்கலாம். என்னத்துக்கு என்ன, கொஞ்சம் பேர் அந்த சின்ன செடி மேலே ஏற உட்காந்துக்கிறாங்களா, அவருக்கெல்லாம் சொல்றேன் நான். கண்ணு மூடி உட்காந்துக்கலாமே, கொஞ்சம் பரிமாண செயல் நடந்துடும். Say this after me very gently, மெதுவா கொஞ்சம். என் பின்ன சொல்லலாம், என் கூட வேண்டாம், என் பின்ன சொல்லுங்க. ब्रह्मानंद स्वरूपा ईशा जगदीशा अखिलानंद स्वरूपा ईशा महेशा 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 ब्रह्मानंद स्वरूपा ईशा जगदीशा अखिलानंद स्वरूपा ईशा महेशा
Isha Jagadisha Akhilananda Swarupa Isha Mahesha Brahmananda Swarupa 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 Isha Jagadisha Akhilananda Swarupa Isha Mahesha.
Keep your hands open, sit with a slightly upturned face, eyes closed. Shivanage bandhana Yogeshwara Shivanage bandhana Bhuteshwara Shivanage bandhana Lingeshwara Shivanage bandhana Jagadishwara Bandhano Madheva Baharupiya Kandano Kandhano Ijiviya Kandhano Kandhano Ijiviya Yanjiva Veundhano Shivarupiya Tandhano Tandhano Gnanamrita Tandhano Tandhano Gnanamrita Tandhano Tandhano Gnanamrita. Take your own time. Take your own time. Slowly, very, very slowly. Open your eyes. I don't know who. You don't know? So, it's not fun to throw somebody out. If we have to relieve somebody, we'll have to do it because there's a picture of a larger well-being. But you should not enjoy those things. That shows you're lacking humanity. Hello? Suppose I have to put you into some little bit of trouble, at least I must have some trepidation that unfortunately I have to do this. I enjoy it. This is sickness. Yes or no? Sometimes we are forced to do certain things because world is not all properly balanced like this. It's never been and never will be. Many times we are at advantage, somebody is at disadvantage. At least you must have some feeling, even though you can't fix it. Many times you can't fix it. At least your heart should breathe a little bit. If that stops, you've forsaken your humanity. Please don't do that. It's all right. You fire 100 people today and you go suffer tonight. Please do that. It's good. It's good for you because deepening your sense of humanity will come a long way in your life, in many, many ways. But there are ways to settle this. For example, my example may not go well with your kind of business, but anyway, I'm telling you. For example, when pandemic came, all our activity came to standstill because all our activity is mass, people gathering. So we couldn't do that for over 2.5 years. So, largely we are a volunteer-run organization, but other kinds of, labor and there are other things which are hired labor and also there are accountants and this and that which are Where a certain talent is needed, we have many hired people. So, the only way was to relieve them because the foundation was sitting there without any revenue. So first thing I did was, I curtailed the food of all our people, including myself. I said, let's eat far more simple than what… we eat only 2 meals a day. In that I simplified. Because at that time nobody knew how long it'll last. There were predictions, it will last for 3 years, 5 years, like this. So if it happens for 5 years, where will you go begging for food? Because I have over 5,000 people living with me, this is my family, close family, you know. This is our nuclear family, 5,000. So, these 5,000 people have to be fed, it doesn't matter what happens to the foundation. So first thing is we simplified the food. And next thing is we told everybody, please, we will have to relieve at least 30% of the staff. We don't want to do that. Instead of that, everybody take 30% cut in your salary. We will make it up when things pick up. Everybody willingly took that cut. So we never fired anybody, we never relieved even a single person, but everybody went down to… their salaries were cut by 30%. I'm saying there are ways to negotiate situations rather than simply blatantly doing things. That will happen anyway. If it hurts you a little bit, you look for a solution. Not always the same solution, there may be different solutions.
It's a great insight for all of us here, to find some sort of middle ground so that, we will… Sadhguruji, you spoke about suffering. When we… it could be anything, right? It could be pain, it could be grief. Of course, it's very important to feel it, but how much do we feel, and then at what point do we distract our mind?
Why do you say it's very important to feel it?
This is the little learning that I have. I feel like the only way out is through. But I may be totally wrong.
I thought you heard in the video, I said, the only way out is in.
I know, I heard that actually, and I was going to ask you about that as well. But how much of our pain should we be feeling? How much of it should we be distracted? Occupational therapy is something that we do. There are things like social media and all of that, our work. What's the right balance there? How does one go about doing that? You don't want to self-loathe in an emotion and, feel… so that's something that I struggle with sometimes.
You're not talking about physical pain.
No, I'm talking about emotional.
Yes, I get you. Right now, my right knee is in a little bit of physical pain, little meniscus, but my left knee is joyful, okay? So that keeps me joyful. Now, I want you to understand this. Pain or pleasure, where did you experience it?
Where? My heart area, I think.
No, don't… Outside or inside?
Oh, inside.
Inside. Joy or misery, where did you experience it?
Inside.
Inside. Agony or ecstasy, where did you experience it?
Inside.
Inside. Light or darkness, where are you experiencing it?
Inside also.
Inside only. So every human experience is happening only within you. What happens within you must happen your way, isn't it? I may not happen your way, these people may not happen your way, but you must happen your way, isn't it? What happens within you must happen your way. World will never happen 100% your way. Anybody? Your world is happening 100% your way? No, not your husband, not your wife, not your children. So giving up on all of them, you got yourself a dog, but he does his own thing. Even they do their own thing these days. So nothing ever happens 100% your way when it comes to the world. If 51% is happening your way, you have the controlling stake, okay? That's good enough. 51%, good. You try 100%, nobody will be around you, they'll be gone. Yes or no? If somebody around you tries to make it their way 100%, will you be there? You're gone, it doesn't matter who they are. So, you must understand, nobody and no situation ever happens 100% your way. Little bit my way, little bit your way, little bit somebody else's way. It's good, because if everything happened your way, where do I go? I'm glad it's not happening your way. It's happening little bit your way, little bit my way, little bit somebody else's way. But what happens within me must happen my way, isn't it? Hello? So if this happened your way, would you keep yourself blissful or miserable? Or would you have managed some space for grief, pain, this, that nonsense?
No, I would choose, I don't know about all of you, but
Ch-
bliss, right?
Choose. Blissfulness or misery? Please choose, I'm going to bless you.
Blissfulness, I think we all agree.
So, if you had a choice, that's what you would do. How did you lose this choice? You lost this choice because you have no distinction between what is you and what is around you.
Wow, okay.
You lost the distinction. If you know this is me, here you do what you want. Here you keep this blissful. Outside, sometimes happens our way, sometimes doesn't happen our way, some things go the way we want, some things go right against us, all kinds of things. The more your spread of activity, more things won't happen your way. So if you want 90% of your life at least happening your way, you must just live in your bedroom. There also cockroaches won't listen to you, mosquitoes won't listen to you, they do their own thing, all right? I'm saying the moment you think, world should happen my way, otherwise I can't be there, you will just limit the scope of your life, that's all that'll happen. If you understand, this will never happen your way 100%, but you can push it in the direction that you want to whatever extent you can. But this one must happen my way. So you already chosen its blissfulness. Make this blissful, just get into the world and see. Some things work, some things don't work, everything is fine with you because you're blissful. Now, your experience of life is determined by somebody else and something else. Now you're a slave. Now you're terrified of everything. Now, in knowingly or unknowingly, you make yourself into a very constipated life because the fear of suffering. If you are joyful by your own nature, if you're blissful by your own nature, you have no fear of suffering. Only when you have no fear of suffering, you will walk full stride. Otherwise, you're just half a step all your life. Don't do that to yourself.
And how do we overcome fear of suffering?
You don't have to overcome fear of suffering. Suffering is caused by you. See, I can take a pin and put it… I won't, I'm just… I can take a pin and put it in your body right now. I can poke you. You can cry or you can laugh, the choice is still there, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Somebody whom you love very much, if they cause pain to you, don't you laugh? Hello? Hello? Your child beat you up in the face, not intentionally, but like that. Didn't you laugh? How nicely he smashed you up he peed on you. Didn't you laugh? Because it's not about what they're doing, it's about how you're responding. Your life or your experience of life is determined by either you're responding to life or you're compulsively reacting to life. This is the difference between being conscious and unconscious. If you're a conscious response, this one will happen the way you want. If you're a compulsive reaction, this one will happen the way they want.